Hello, friend, you're most welcome. We are glad to have you back on this channel. This is part 3 of our discussion on ladies' marriage gist, discussing challenges in handling strangers who come to someone, a lady, to propose. How do you manage this kind of situation? I have a very wonderful friend who is joining me today, and I'm sure you want to hear from her. It's actually my one and only, my sweetness, my
Ah,
angel. Please join me to welcome her.
wow.
You're
Good
clapping for
morning.
yourself. You see your head.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, I am the wonderful wife of Dr. Mako Achukwujide.
Don't worry, we'll show our face one of these days, live and
Okay,
direct.
okay. You agree with me that seriously, this topic and this series has been very interesting and very timely,
Yeah,
especially in our generation
yeah.
where there are a lot of challenges in decision making here and there.
For,
So
for real, this whole thing started when you brought someone who came to share with you that she was full of anxiety because somebody said, I want to come and see you.
yeah,
And I think it has helped her a lot.
so much really helped her. She- no, no, no,
Oh
no.
my God,
One
this is
thing,
good.
one of the most challenging issues is when you face someone, when you have to make a serious life decision with somebody who you've not known from Adam. It was very challenging, and thank God she came because really had a good time. So this is actually a product of that discussion.
Yeah, I got burdened to share this with a lot of people when I we interacted with her. Now I want to continue the way I love to start by re-emphasizing that whatever we hear out there, marriage is what? Sweet
Sweet and
and
very
very enjoyable.
enjoyable.
Yours will be enjoyable if you are not married. If you are married, please key into the enjoyment in marriage.
That's so.
All right. Why do you think marriage is sweet, by the way? Am I
Hmm.
am I sweet?
Well, if you're with the right person and you're with somebody who is ready to make it work, my people,
And you two, you're ready to make it work now.
yes, the two must be involved in the matter.
Okay.
Marriage will be very sweet because when the communication is right, when the understanding is right, when there is peace,
Yeah.
not like there is no turmoil at all. Oh. You're able to get back to a peaceful, as in landing, and discussion is really ongoing. Like there's an agreement. You always come to this point of agreement.
Yeah.
Marriage will be sweet and very enjoyable.
And sincerely is a matter of choice.
Yeah,
If you want to enjoy your marriage, first is a matter of choice. And if the person you are going to marry has also made the same choice, it becomes easier.
yeah.
I remember our wedding day, I had
Mm-hmm.
to ask you, babe, what do you want? How do you want us to handle this marriage? Is it enjoyable or manageable?
No, not on our wedding day. Rather, it
Okay.
was while we were courting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
But
asked.
it was very close to the wedding day now.
Yes, we had agreed to get married.
Yeah.
So part of the courtship said you asked, how do you want this?
Yeah.
Like, do you want it to be managed? Do you want it to be enjoyable? Do you want it to be what do you want? And we're like, we want it to be enjoyable. So what I could remember your response said, if it will be enjoyable, it will take both of us, both hands to be on deck. If we want it to work, we should be involved
Yeah.
to make it work.
Yeah.
And my dear, it has been working.
If it's one person, the person will get tired at a point. I bet
Yes,
you.
it's become
Life
exhausted.
can be very miserable if
Yes.
you are the only one trying to push this thing to work. And
Mm.
so, whatever interaction you are having with this stranger, you also be looking at that direction. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let me quickly do a recap of what we did in part one and part two. Part one, we tried to define a stranger, and we said a stranger is somebody. He may not be a bad person, he may be the nicest person you'll be meeting in life, but you've not known this person from Adam, and then he suddenly shows up coming for marriage, and there are challenges associated with that. All of that we have discussed. If you have missed part one, please look for it.
Yeah.
We'll provide a link of part one here.
Mm.
And then in part two, we looked at how to receive a stranger, not like somebody who is meeting a tiger. not like somebody who is anxious, not like somebody who is not welcoming. You know, if I'm coming towards you and you just give me body language like that, that's I'm not welcome.
Brush the person off.
Yeah, I'll just be gentle and walk away.
Yeah, because you're human, so you have emotions too.
So a lot of people are missing opportunities because of their entry behavior
Yeah.
in relationship, and
Sure.
that is very very important. And then how do you also do the initial interaction is important, and the skills to do the interaction. These are things we'll discuss in part 2. If you've missed it, please look for it so that you'll be able to connect to what we are discussing today. All right. So we kickstart. If the first stage is okay, what is the first stage? The first stage is that initial interaction. I don't want to ask you, babe. The initial interaction. Is it my own or someone else? Which one do you want to share?
Initial interaction.
Yeah.
Your own now.
Okay.
Oh, your interaction. No. It was wonderful. You came as a friend.
Okay.
You came as a friend. Well, it was not very, very difficult. One, I
Yeah.
had known you for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were together
same
in
school,
a
same
Christian fellowship.
for
Yeah.
some years, even though you were my senior friend. But then you had this issue, this character we always admired. You were always visiting everybody. You tried to be friends with everybody. So when you came, even though you know I always had this picture about you being one serious brother. So, respect, blah blah blah. So when he came, said okay, but you know, it's like you noticed that that atmosphere was there. So when you were coming, when you were making, you came in, you were making a whole lot of wonderful calls. Oh, this guy was a poet. He could write a whole lot of poems, and
Are you serious? Thank you.
I wasn't very good at responding to his messages. I would just enjoy them, smile, drop them, and be like,
And sometimes I will call to ask, did you see my message? You see, yes, ladies, it's not fair. It's not fair. If you're already giving in, if you're already considering somebody positively, respond. You know. But somehow, I know it was entering because each time we interact, I'll see you be
yes,
on the
now,
next level.
some of the responses were oral.
Yeah.
It must not be written. Some of us were not. Well, maybe if it were to be the recent time, I would have been more responsive.
With plenty experience. Or maybe we'll try it again.
No, you don't
I'll
go
come
at
and
it
propose
again.
again. All right. So the first stage, if the first stage is okay, which is that initial interaction, you know why it's important to note that there is first stage. It's not everybody you give your time.
Yes. You don't give everybody your time. So much of your time.
Yeah.
Especially if you have seen that, see, this thing is not working. Your reasoning, your faith. There are a lot of factors you should have when you listen to the part 1 and 2. You look at the factors that were listed there. If they are not just there, you don't give your time so that the person not begin to build this picture of it's entering when you know that you have concluded already that it's not this person. Just find a way of gently, mildly, respectfully,
in a very friendly way,
friendly and firmly saying, see, let this matter.
Or discuss the challenge that comes with that friendliness. Sometimes when you're friendly with people, they become like pests. They can hardly go. They want to stick to you.
That's why I said you friendly, and yet you are firm with your decision.
All right.
So that at the end, the person will know, this matter.
To avoid taking a lot of time today, so let's assume that the first stage is okay. Somebody you want to give attention. If that first stage is okay, you know, your initial investigation, you now begin to ask yourself important question around compatibility.
Okay.
Compatibility. I don't know how you define compatibility. What do you think compatibility is?
Compatibility has a lot to do with when two people are able to agree on a matter. Like, how does it feel into me?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have a cover, you have several containers, and you have several covers.
Yeah.
Now, one that is compatible with this, you may need to do some little tests.
Yeah.
Until you get one that is fitting. So one that actually fits into this.
Yeah.
It may not be, you know, everybody has a level of imperfection.
Okay.
But when you interact, you are able to see that, this one is for me. Like, I can fall into this mold.
Yeah.
This one is falling into my mold. But when the things are being scattered,
you're
reasoning this one, this other person is this way, and you hardly come together. You're in trouble. I'm not seeing any level of compatibility.
So if I were not compatible, you would have said yes to me.
Oh yeah, now race. Now you're not the only one that came. For voila, you know we're not the only one that came.
Please, so if somebody is not compatible,
Just stop it,
run
man.
for your life. I'm telling you, if you want to enjoy marital
I
relationship.
beg you.
Okay, so we're going to discuss issue of compatibility in the next few minutes. Now, it takes you through. If you want to do that compatibility test, it takes you a lot of time. It takes you through another round of probing. Okay, and what are the things you want to probe? You want to probe his
Likes and dislikes,
and
what his fancies are, the type of friends he prefers to keep.
is that friendship a very important factor?
Very, very important. What if he keeps people that are always staying out?
Okay,
And he
you join him now. You become compatible.
well, there are some things that
There are people that can join,
life
but there are others.
adjustments.
Yeah,
If he is somebody that is teachable,
yeah,
you begin to see that, see, with time, that's why you discuss, you
yeah,
do a lot of communication during courtship.
yeah,
At this point, you need to talk. You need to talk about, don't assume.
yeah.
You need to talk about a whole lot of things. I remember one situation where both the couple, the man liked football so much,
Okay.
and he will always want to watch Premier League.
Yeah.
And so at some point the cost of recharging, as in
Yeah.
buying the
Paying for
bulb, the
cable
cable
TV.
TV
Yeah.
was a little expensive.
Okay.
So he opted on, he just like he decided that after work he would go and go to viewing centers
Yeah.
and watch. So he kept doing that, and sometimes some of these games,
Matches.
matches,
You can finish very late
in the night. So one of the days, both of them, at the point now, the wife had to adjust. Both of them were now going out. So one day they were coming in very late, and they were like,
yeah.
"What if something happens to us
Okay.
in this matter?
Yeah.
What do we do?" Initially it was the wife that started fighting.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy this. You don't have to. So that day they saw the risk that both of them were out there and between 1 and 2 just because they went to watch football match. So she had to give in. Okay, we have to pay for this one, especially if there is a match and all that. So sometimes you may need to shift ground.
Yeah. Now that is very, very important. Imagine you are talking with a guy and you discover that his friends are bad boys. Don't you think you run a serious risk?
That's a very, very wonderful experience. And we have one.
Yeah, that young lady.
Are always that all the people that say this one was a cult, this one was a cultist here. This I like.
And the guy was claiming to be innocent, and then all his friends are cultists.
That he could stay with them, that they are not harmful. This, and I'm like, so when issues came up, and at the point the guy became also joined. It was evident that the guy
had to join. The guy had to join. The lady just discovered it.
And I told the lady, you have to tell the lady, how could you think that?
Yeah.
That he a friend to cultists.
Yeah.
Show me who your friends are.
Yeah.
And I will tell you who you are.
Yeah.
These are things you actually consider his friends.
And of course, that commitment takes a lot of his time. His family time is consumed. He goes to spend time with them, and the family is not getting much of him. Now, which other area do you need to consider in terms of compatibility? You also check the issues around what he spends on. What the person loves to spend on is very, very important in giving you direction, and then how he reacts when he's happy and when he's provoked.
Even the lady, Papa.
Yeah.
We are not just talking about. Yes, this is ladies' gist.
It's ladies' gist.
But I tell you, some ladies are very, very wonderful.
Very terrible way when they are provoked.
So even the guys that are involved, you get careful too.
See, there was this case of somebody somewhere, very beautiful young lady, and something happened, and I discovered that she was advancing in age and she hadn't gotten married, and somehow she helped in supervising me in an assignment somewhere, and then we got talking. I asked her, please, can we talk, and all of that, and I discussed with her. I discovered that he was being very antagonistic to all the guys around her. She will rake, she will hear it, her hands on the table, she will emphasize her point, she will stick to her view. And then I asked her why. What happened? It was an experience. She had a very terrible experience. She
Wow.
got into this relationship with a guy and that agreed to marry, and they were somewhere, outside the country. And then the guy was to come in earlier and start arranging for the marriage. And then he he came in earlier, but in the course of interaction, the guy started withdrawing. At a point, she got shocking news. Somebody told her that this guy was getting married to someone else.
Wow.
She never expected it, and that was how the guy got married to someone else, and she became, what do I say? The thing affected her
Became
so much.
devastated.
Affected her.
Right.
Affected her that almost every guy that does any little thing, she will react with serious anger that is more than what you have done. You'll be wondering what happened. So it was until I got close to her, started talking with her, she told me what happened. So even the ladies too, experience can cause people to react the way they are reacting. But try to adjust if you want to get it right in relationship. Okay, how he responds to his mistakes. Somebody is always trying to push it to you that you are the one making mistake. Someone said I cannot be wrong.
I can't
Do you
be
remember
wrong.
that thing?
I know I'm righteous.
Yes.
I know I'm a good Christian. I know I can't get it wrong.
Oh my God.
So you should also get prepared that you will always be the wrong person in
In
this
that
relationship.
relationship. That would be hell on earth.
That's not a good one.
Yeah.
It's something you should know. If you don't talk about it,
Yeah.
if you don't, if that mindset is not changed,
Yeah.
and sometimes changing that mindset at that stage, it's always
It's
very
because a fool at 40, I don't know, they say it's something.
No,
No,
the
but
truth is
God
that,
can change somebody.
God
God
can
can
still
change
change
somebody.
That's why you give time to
Yeah.
some issues. Why I said that is that, see, if you give time to some things, you will know if this person is just trying to pretend
Yeah.
that this part is okay. She's trying to probe this.
Yeah.
Let me keep it low.
Yeah.
And
Because she's a stranger, don't forget.
stranger,
I mean, he's a stranger.
After a while, an issue comes up
Yeah.
again. If you don't give time to that relationship,
Yeah. You won't know.
you won't know. You would have felt, let me just keep it lying low.
Yeah.
But if you give time to it, issues will always come up, and
Yeah.
you will now know, is this person actually learning?
Yeah.
Is this person trying to adjust? Because the truth is that in compatibility issues,
Yeah.
and in marriage relationships, there are always this issue of, there's always a shift
Yeah.
to accommodate this person.
Maybe I the shift.
You they try.
Thank you, don't
try.
mention. So but it's very, very important. It's very, very important to watch out the way the person responds to his mistakes. This friend we have that the father-in-law told me that this guy can never change. It's a very serious issue. The guy had a challenge with the wife, and then we came to mediate. The wife moved away, and we spoke with her, we spoke with the guy, and all of that, trying to bring them together. And it got to a point I needed to talk to the lady's father to give her consent to return. I spoke with this man. This man told me I studied psychology abroad. And I bet you this guy cannot change. I said, sir, give him a chance. God can change somebody. Incidentally, the man later obliged, and the daughter came back. Exactly the same thing the man told me will happen, repeated few months down the line, and they are apart again. So watch the way people respond to their mistakes. If they always push it to you,
Be careful.
then be careful. His views on issues of life based on deeper convictions about faith. Sometimes people can drive, we are Christians,
Yeah.
by God's grace we are born again,
Sure.
and we are living for Jesus. But I bet you there are people who can drag the issue of faith to a point where they are arrogant, where they are what do you call it, somebody who is stupid. And we mix it with faith and be insisting that he's correct in what he's doing. It becomes very difficult to handle such a person.
Yeah.
When somebody has a view and feels that this view has become the will of God, and you cannot contribute to it.
Well, especially if you're already seeing an issue
Yeah.
in it. If there are people that will never want your inputs
Yeah.
in issues. And that's why you get careful who you say give a yes answer to. You
Yeah.
check this issue of compatibility and take it seriously. If you're not compatible in the faith, in fact, that's the bedrock of this discussion.
Yeah.
If in your faith level, as in issues of the faith,
Yeah.
you're not compatible. I give you an example. I had this guy that came around
Okay.
who was interested in getting married to me. Incidentally, he's a very respected friend. And but then when we began to talk, when
Yeah.
we were talking, I got to see that our faith level, our issues, our views about issues of the faith were so divergent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to pray about it. We were praying and we're talking. But when we're praying, already I was
Yeah.
not seeing a ray of light. You know why you give time to it and you pray about it and you still talk about it. Sometimes, especially if you know that this person is born again,
Yeah.
you're also born again. That's one ground met. But if was always emphasizing on everything that if you stay in the house and a lizard passes or a cockroach, two cockroaches hit, and you say, stand up, even if you are tired, sit up, you're going to pray from 12 to 6, witches have arrived. And I'm like, these things are animals.
Yeah.
People get to be attacked.
Yeah.
It is
Do you go to his house to go and see cockroaches?
Oh no. I didn't go to his house. But I'm not giving an instance where you see people
who believe so much, attach spirituality to a lot of things.
See everything
as devil around you.
A devilish attack. The truth is that the devil, that is what the devil wants to do.
Yeah.
He wants to attack your knowledge of God.
Yeah.
What you know, your position. He wants to know whether you actually know where you belong and where God has positioned you. If he attacks that knowledge, you are in trouble. And he's not trying to see it as anything. In fact, even when we were praying and he was getting a wrong signal, people that he told to pray, assist him in prayers, people that he respected in his faith, as in his church.
Yeah.
Anybody that was coming with a wrong answer was like, this is the devil. Oh, this is the devil.
Anybody that wants to stop him from marrying you
is the devil. I was like, no. This thing is not working.
And if you say you will not marry him, what will you become?
I started to dismiss that relationship was very difficult. Because I was like, that I'm giving in already to the devil. I like, what?
Oh my God.
Like, I'm giving you series of convictions that are showing that, see, that even your bishop said that you respect so much, prayed and said, this lady is a child of God. But God is expressly saying that she is not for you. He was like, no, the devil has come again. I was like,
After the devil used that.
Everybody. And we had to continue. I was firm. I was telling him that, see, this matter, there's no point giving much time to it, so that he can move forward. I will move forward.
Yeah.
He became emotional, but I had to encourage him. And today he has moved on, and I've also moved on.
Yeah, that's very, very important. Thank you. Now, all those things we mentioned that you need to check, it could be more than that. They may not be satisfied at the particular moment you are doing this check. That is where your negotiation skills come to play. I give you the picture of this lady again. I love the smile. This guy may be telling her about relationship, I'm not sure, but I see confidence in this lady. I see her looking at this guy. If this guy wants to lie, it's easier for her to dictate.
The Holy Spirit.
I'm not, but when you look at people, somehow there's this thing God has put in human beings that if somebody is lying to you, and you are looking at that person, something will tell you there's something not,
going on right.
Here. Okay, so all of them may not be met at the point where you are doing that discussion, and that is why you negotiate yourself into the marriage so that you reduce stress, surprises, or you walk away as early as possible if you want to do that negotiation. There was this case of this our friend that the lady told us that this guy doesn't believe in her.
Seriously.
You remember?
Yeah.
She doesn't believe in her, and that was her major burden. She wants to say something, contribute to discussion between two of them, and the guy said, I know what you want to say, can you keep quiet? Let's do it like this. So his views was always right.
And I bet you she didn't detect that thing when they were cutting, because maybe probably they didn't talk much, so everybody
She was very emotional.
was becoming emotional. I have seen this very gentle lady, and I want to get married to her, and this man is as harmless as a fly. Please, let's communicate, let's ask questions, let's negotiate, let's be able to have enough information in our hands before we take these decisions. So when you see any surprises, whoa, you you decide whether you're ready to go on with the surprise, or if you can't, you walk away.
I love what the lady did in trying to negotiate. This lady wanted this guy to marry her. She was seriously in love, but she brought that matter, and we told her to do something around it. And what she did was simple. She told the guy, that's negotiation. You want to buy, I want to buy your car, and you tell me I should bring certain amount, and I said no, I would rather bring this one less the amount you have mentioned. If you say no, and I really really want to buy the car, I may decide to do like I want to walk away, so that I'll see if I'm trying to walk away, I'll use the other eye and be checking if you are calling me back. If you don't call me back, I may come back again. So that was what she did. She told the guy that, look, I think I am not good enough for you in this relationship, and I want to beg of you that we end this. I don't think it's going to work between us. Find somebody who will be useful to you. I don't think I will ever be useful to you in this marriage, and I will feel so bad being in this kind of situation. So I encourage you to look for someone else. Of course, she knows how much this guy was ready for her. So I encourage you to look for someone else and marry the person, and move on. The guy quickly rushed to us to say, look, this is the challenge he's having, and all of that. We said, okay, that's fine. Why not? I also think the lady is not contributing, because I had seen that sign, so I decided to play along. We told the guy that this lady seemed not to be the best for you, because you hardly allow her to air her views. You are always right. You are always putting it to her. So why not look for somebody else who can share good ideas? That the worst thing that can happen to any man is to marry somebody who cannot contribute to your life. That's one of the kind what kind of marriage to enter into as a man. So why not look for someone else who will contribute meaningfully to your life? Allow this lady to go. You've done enough for her. The guy said no, 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 no. I said, okay, come with her, let's gist. So we encourage them to, like, stay apart, to pray about it, to think around it, and then 2 weeks, give themselves 2 weeks and check whether it's something they want to do. And at the end of the day, things turn around.
Yeah.
The guy learned his lessons.
Seriously, a whole lot, and he has become a better package.
Yeah.
He's doing so well.
I love the way he's marrying that lady. Seriously. I told him I'll come and learn from him again. So please learn to negotiate, and then that is very very important. If you don't negotiate your way into that relationship, what do we mean by negotiating? You have your fears as someone trying to get married. Also bear in mind that this guy has his own fears. Try not to do things that will make that fear happen, his own fear. But try to also treat your fear. You may not bring it on the table as raw as it is, but you find a way around it to see whether this is something. Like somebody grew up as a lady in a house where the father and the mother are always fighting, and you don't want it in your own family. How do you know that this guy is not going to become violent against you? These are things you discuss. When you discuss with him, you as human being, you may occasionally make mistake. He sent a message, he asked you to do something, and what happened?
You watch out for the reaction.
The reaction.
How he responds to it. That will tell you whether he's going to be a little violent. There are some people that, if not, their hands are raised though. If not for one thing, and your hand is already raised. Oh wow!
You are finished slapping now. Which one is it for one thing? What is that one thing that is keeping you? So it is very very important you do that. Now, in some cases, you may need to shift ground, shift your view, shift ground on your views, and then in some other cases, he should also shift ground too.
Sure.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
what if you are brought to a point where you are the only one shifting ground?
It becomes bored now. It makes the whole, you become exhausted at some point.
Yeah.
If that's why you should make it that, if that's why in the courtship you talk, you find out if this guy, don't marry somebody that does not appreciate you or your views
Okay.
or your views. And but
You hear that? Don't marry somebody who does
not
not do what
appreciate
sincere appreciation.
you.
Somebody can be appreciating but not sincere.
No, now you'll be proud to associate with that,
Okay.
with your views, and you see him work it out.
Yeah.
We agreed to do this, to get this or buy this brand or get, or I don't know how to,
Or even take your view. Ask for your
seriously.
view on issues.
How do we go about this? But
Yeah.
what you see that maybe you're supposed to, we want to, we are supposed to go visit somebody else, and before you know, you had already come back, and he just gives you reports.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's this? It's a pointer that, see, this man will always take decisions, and you just be kept at the background.
Yeah. You become like a dummy wife.
Yes, and it's not enjoyable. And sometimes you see that, just like you had said earlier, you come up with a view and you're shut down. Like, please keep that one. Every time your view is always kept secondary. Keep that. It's not like you want to. Some men will tell you, yes, I'm the head of the family.
Yeah.
And God has placed me first. So it doesn't, that you're the head of the family does not make you. Nobody's dragging that.
Yeah.
Anybody that is dragging that position is wasting time, because we can never, even though we are one, but God has placed the wife under the husband.
Thank you for mentioning that.
So, but if you're always it discourages you.
It should be mutual respect. It should be
for your views.
Yeah.
If your views are always like kept as a slide,
yeah,
okay, then you should watch out. Except you're ready to go in for it, and if care is not taking, you just begin to look at yourself as somebody who has nothing to offer.
Yeah.
And you just be existing. Meanwhile, the bulk of what God has placed into you, inside you will just be lying low.
Yeah.
And the family would have grown better or done better. Family business, a lot would have happened better if there is a mutual share, understanding, or as in the views, or in taking decisions. So please.
Yeah, I remember I taught you how to drive car using manual. Imagine you are driving with one gear.
Okay. No. No, yeah, you can't even
the engine will not go far. The engine is going to get seriously problem somewhere.
Yes.
That's why even vehicles has gear. You change gear at certain point. You shift from one side to the other, and that is what is called compromise in marriage.
Yes.
Ability to look at your views and all of that. I don't know this might is it a bad view I had then. I love natural hair.
No, now that was no. You loved it.
Yeah.
After all, these days people are going natural.
Yeah.
You loved it, but I was always retouching my hair.
Okay.
And I was like, as simple as that could be, like, we had to talk about it.
Yeah.
So that I will not tomorrow
do something and it becomes an issue.
Huh? See this man.
I went to the point of learning how to grow hair. I was browsing.
And when we kept talking about it, and I like this. My hair is soft.
Yeah. And
could easily cut. And I had to share my own views.
Yeah.
And at the point we came to a compromise that these things, do the one that just do something that is decent. And if you're not comfortable with this, please, if you're not comfortable with the natural hair, you can always retouch your hair, and I'm fine about it. And he understood with me. So
yeah. So that's very, very important. Okay, if the person who is coming your way is always making you shift ground. You are the only person shifting ground here. One day, if you are not careful, you fall inside the hole. Because you are shifting. Before you know what, you may get yourself into a terrible hole. So, but there are some people who prefer to be dummy wife. Oh. I mean, I'm married a rich guy. I just want to be whatever she wants me. He wants me to be. You know.
Well, we are not promoting sarcasm here.
Yeah, we are not.
We are not promoting that your husband says this, that he wants this, and you are saying it must be your
Your
own
view.
No, you are the wife. The only thing we are saying is assess how much this man is able to accept that thing that is your view.
Yeah.
So, but there are some men, whether we like it or not, there are some men that are autocratic.
Yes.
They will get married.
Yeah, they will.
The only thing is that maybe in another series you talk to the men.
Okay.
So that because there are some things that some men need to unlearn and relearn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because you see them, they are not ready to accept some people that have this type of mindset that see ladies, women, all of them are the same.
Yeah.
Can anything good come out of
from
Israel?
them. Yeah.
And it's a bad mindset.
Yeah.
If you get married to such a person, you will just be you will just be on the stage, always acting. You can never be yourself. Always trying to impress.
Life is good though. LG, that thing they write in some electronics. What was it? LG, life is good. Please, life is good.
You are with the right person.
Yeah.
When you are with someone who understands you. Okay.
All right. So now, what if everything is fine? You have done your checks, initial entry is fine. You've done compatibility both in faith, in social, in which area again? You do faith compatibility, in social compatibility. What again? Level of understanding, compatibility.
Yes, because that has to do with even your. Some people would have. There are some men that if you don't know if they suffer this inferiority complex.
Yeah.
And somebody came on the internet and said, don't marry somebody who has a high academic prowess, who is well schooled. They will not make a good wife. Like, this is
a good wife?
Yes. Like, this is a poor mindset.
Oh my God.
It's a bad one.
That guy need reorientation.
Yes. You were not able to go to. You were not privileged to.
Otherwise, he's not going to train his children, gear child.
I tell you, that's one. Two. Even the wife, you may get you married, and if maybe you have the vision, you want to run
advanced program.
It will make that will be the end of your academic pursuit. A whole lot of men do it
though. Yeah.
Spiritually and
I remember my friend in UNN. This lady was in final year of her program. Final year. This guy came. The lady actually came from a very poor family. Some of us were trying to support her in different things, and then this guy came claiming to be ready to finish sponsoring her in the school, and then she took in for the guy. The marriage was quickly done. The church actually stood against them and suspended them for some time and all of that, but they got married. It was remaining the second semester of her destiny. She went to have her baby. Come back to school after the childbirth. She couldn't come back. The following session, then GSM wasn't common. We started writing letters. Some of us that know her, writing letters and say, come back. He said that the husband said the baby is small to come back with. I said, but there is a nursing hostel in university where we schooled. Come back, ask for that. We said that there's no money. I said, okay, some of us are ready to help you mobilize money. Come and finish the last semester. My dear, up till now, 20 years down the line or so, she has never completed that program. One day I was traveling past that state, in Nigeria, and I stopped over to check on her. When I saw her, she shouted and came and greeted me with excitement. And she was in her husband's shop. They sell electronics. The way she introduced me was enough information that there has been crisis around this matter. Said, yes, sir, this is the brother that has been writing to me since to come back to school and finish my program. As soon as she said it, the man bowed his head on the table there and didn't say much again. So I didn't discuss with him until I left. So please be careful about this. It's very, very important. Now, but if everything is fine, all your checks they are good, based on mutual understanding, I want to say that it's important to be bold to say I do.
Yes, I do.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
difficult for ladies to say I do, by the way?
No, it's not difficult though. If you have done your checks. In fact, it's one of the most exciting, like one of the most exciting moments
Okay.
I have ever had
Yeah.
in my life. It comes with a little tension. You're a
Yeah.
little tensed up, but there's this happiness.
Yeah.
Let me share my own small.
Okay.
This happened when I said I do. I responded to. I gave my consent on the 18th day of September 2008.
8. Yeah.
Yes, don't forget that day.
It was in the night.
It was in the night though.
It was still
Early
phone
hours,
call.
no, it was not.
I was
it
working in
early
Lagos.
hours of the morning.
Yeah.
We had spoken. Then now MTN helped matters. Made
Yeah.
it easier. We're doing these night calls when you could discuss from 12:30 to 4:30, free time.
Yeah.
Free
You
mood,
just all the
exhausted.
gists.
So, like today, the answer. Hey God.
The
MD.
time was finishing. She did not want to answer me. And
MD
I was
exam.
pissed off.
The result was yet to show. Oh boy, sleep. The guy could not sleep.
This girl is not good though. If you see the way she suspended me, she did not give me any clue that she's going to say yes.
Hey!
She was just like trying
I
to.
was asking my question. I was doing my compatibility checks. See me, oh. So, and when the thing was falling into
People
place,
should be
falling into
helping
place,
us, I beg.
and then had prayed. One by one, I had peace. I just saw this man. I will run with this man. And I was like, hey, what if I tell this man? It's not very easy. Like, because when you say yes,
Yeah.
there's this sense of ownership that comes into you.
Yeah.
Where
That's
are
important.
you? The next thing, all the calls, you're just almost responsive to one person.
Yeah, you become accountable.
I'm like, see, this is my freedom. It's going to end now. And I'm like, at the point, I called back. He recharged. Called me back. Like, are you ready to give me a response? I said yes. They're like, I cannot forget. And I told him, please and please, if you think you are not sure of your response, I am still ready to wait. Yeah, I waited for a month and 2 weeks.
Plus,
So,
yeah.
I was like, I said I have my answer. I said, no,
I needed to be sure that it's
I'm
positive.
very serious.
Because I would deceive
This
you.
guy is a freak.
Someone had said no to me before, and
Hey.
it wasn't easy. It took me 2 weeks to recover.
Yes, but you recovered. Well, at the end you recovered. So I'm like, how will I now call? I said, well, after much consideration,
Mm-hmm.
and I prayed about it,
Okay.
and from all we have been discussing, I think under God, I am convinced to say a yes to this relationship. You know what happened?
I can't forget that.
He cut the phone and called back. I said, no, he didn't hear me well. I'm like, what didn't you hear well? I
I needed to be sure now.
I had to do a recap.
So that it will not be a
When I did a recap,
network challenge.
my brother broke down and
Started
started
singing.
I'm
This
like,
is my
"Uh-huh."
story.
And he called the phone. I
This is my
was crying. After a while, he
story.
called back and
Oh my
He was
God,
so
I was
happy.
emotional
He was
that
thankful.
night.
Oh, no.
I was emotional.
it's
It was
not-
for me. It was a huge success. That's why when I tell you that she's been the best, and that was 2009 that we got married 2009.
Yes, we got married in
Yeah.
2009.
And it's been so sweet since then.
Yeah, how
See,
many years now?
15 it will be in November this year. Is it not?
No, is it 15 or 14?
9. If it's 2010, yeah.
2009. Okay.
It will be
2019. Wait
15.
now, 2021, 2022.
Ah, statistician. You're counting your finger.
24. It's true.
Yeah, it's 15
Hey,
years.
we don't hold on. That's good.
Yeah, that's why we need to share this experience with friends. Don't worry, one of these days I'm going to share how I managed a no answer. I'm sure some guys are listening to this.
Yes.
No, but the point we are making is that you need to be bold to say yes,
Yes.
I do, after you have done all your checks. And once you say yes, I do, it's important you become more deliberate
Yes.
in developing this relationship.
Yes.
Become more deliberate in giving this developing relationship your best. Before, you were a bit reserved.
Yes.
You were trying
Communication
to,
level will increase at that point.
You get involved in building things together.
To work. You get consent.
You ask about him too.
Yeah.
Not just be waiting
for him to always
his
make
call.
Always. It should be a mutual thing now. And you show more understanding. You want, if you're saying, I want to build into the, it's just like you're putting your hands in the plow. Both of you want to build. So you don't leave the building for just one person. And I bet you, if you give the best into it, you'll be getting, you be the first person to benefit from it.
Especially the initial time.
Yeah.
If you come very cold and the person is dragging you, you know, some guys quit at that point.
Yeah, so after a while,
I proposed to somebody very dear to me. You know, and I was hoping it's going to work out. She hadn't said yes. I told her to go and probably think about it. But suddenly I discovered this coldness. Seriously? That got me afraid. I told my counselor, if this lady says yes, I'm finished. I'm in trouble. I'm looking for excitement. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for friendship in marriage, and it seemed not to be happening again. You know, so
she was using that to.
Yeah, I think she was using body language to speak to me.
Or maybe she wanted to use it to do. She was praying and
praying. It's okay. It's okay. Now, but please, another important thing we are saying here is that you give this relationship your best to make it work. Yeah. But giving it your best doesn't mean sex.
Yes. That's everything. These things that you can. It's at that point you try to help each other.
Yeah.
I can remember when we were courting. That was before our wedding. And
she had said yes to me, and the chemistry started growing. I mean,
and it was becoming stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
More to it was the fact that we're not even staying in the same location. So when he comes around to see me, you can imagine somebody will be talking to by the phone. You get so excited, and at the point, he now told me, please, that I need to help him.
I needed that help.
I was like, what is the problem? He said, if at any point in time you see you are, I'm getting too emotional and becoming stupid.
Yeah, if I move towards you for anything sex,
just give me a wonderful, glorious slap that will reformat my brain.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, okay.
I told her, give me a reviving slap. It's reviving slap because if she slaps you suddenly, you shout, Jesus!
And God, Jesus will help you.
And Jesus will help you. It will draw you close to the cross where you found help. Sure. You know, but I meant it because I just needed to let her know that in this relationship, we don't need to destroy something we are trying to build. Why is it important that you don't give in to sex at that stage? Why is it important? It kills your trust.
Sure.
It kills your trust. And your trust is the pillar that will sustain your marriage. You know, remember the story of Samson the Strong? When they thought they had finished with him, and they mistakenly placed him where the pillar were standing. Those two pillars he held was what brought down the whole, was it a big arena? A kind of concert arena.
I don't know, but I know it was a big hall.
Yeah. So if you enter into premarital sex, it kills your trust.
Trust. Everywhere you're just suspicious.
Anywhere you go, that guy could be suspecting you, and he may not tell you why he's suspecting you, but in his subconsciousness, something will be telling him, if she could give it to me then, as easy as that, do I know? What if she's giving her colleagues in the office?
Especially when the family begins to get one little challenge
or
the other.
Yeah.
Or you're under pressure.
You have a boss that is friendly, he drops you off or he says hi to you or something, comes for your birthday. I mean, the guy will become suspicious. Are you sure nothing is happening between you and that thing? And sometimes when the issue of trust is killed in a home, it's difficult to rebuild.
Sure.
The Bible says if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? You understand? So please, as much as possible, try to avoid getting into that. Okay? try to avoid getting into that. And that is exactly where we are going to stop today. We once again want to say that you need to become more deliberate in building that relationship as soon as you have said yes. And being deliberate, what does it entail?
Show care,
You show care.
contribute to ideas,
Okay.
seek to understand him more.
Okay.
That's his fears.
Yeah.
Know his fears and how to manage them.
Okay.
Become accountable to him.
Both should be accountable to each other, by the way.
Rather.
Yeah.
Treat your fears.
Treat your
Don't
fears.
sweep it under the carpet.
No. You see
Treat
something,
them.
say something.
Say it. Talk about it.
Even if it's not the best time, wait for another best time to discuss it.
Yes, even if it means for it to be revisited, revisit it.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah. At this point, there's still a window to walk away if there's any issues. You have said yes to him and then you are beginning to carry along, but if you begin to discuss major fears that is not properly handled, please find a way of walking away. Otherwise, we'll be glad to meet you on your wedding day. You remember this picture?
Yeah, Mary and Moses, please.
Yeah. So if all things work fine, we'll be glad to meet you that day. Thank you very much for joining us here. God bless you. We wish you the very, very best. All right. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Have a nice
Sorry,
time.
this became
Happy
so
viewing.
long. You asked for two of us to handle. Don't worry, the next one I will handle it. Take care. Cheers.